All right, Bobcat fans, we're here on deck with head coach Chris Whatley. This segment sponsored by Roofmasters and Bubba's 33 in Longview, Texas. Coach, man, the season is just flying by. Hadn't got to see you in a minute. Where are we at right now in district?
We got one more game tomorrow night against Pine Tree, and then we will start the second half. So it is flying by.
And so far, the first round, has it gone pretty smoothly the way you wanted to? What have been some good things you've seen? What are some things y'all got to work on the second half?
No, we're sitting in a good spot right now. We're sitting 5-1. We're tied up with White House. It's like we tell our boys every day, like right now, I mean, the rest of the season's in our hands. We control what we want to do. The boys are playing hard. We're getting good pitching, and everything's in a good state right now. Our guys are enjoying it, and like I said, it is flying by though.
So let's talk about last week. I know Tuesday night we played over in White House.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't come out the way we wanted to. Come home Friday. We took care of business Friday. How was it hard taking a loss on Tuesday, getting the boys back lined out for Friday night?
It really wasn't. We got beat by a good team. We had opportunities in that game. We didn't come on top, but give it to them. They're a really good team.
They had a great pitcher.
Our district is really good this year. It's a competitive district. You really can't just overlook anybody that we have on our schedule. And but no, coming back and having to play Marshall, and they were 4-1 that night with us as well. And so, it's not the end of the world, but it is a big game. And I thought Aiken threw well, and then Preston came in and just shut the door on him. I didn't realize it till after the game, but he faced 8 hitters and struck out 8.
Oh wow!
I didn't realize that throughout the game. I get so caught up in other stuff, but it's pretty impressive. But we put some runs on the board, and I tell all of our pitchers, and they all know it. It's a lot easier to pitch whenever they got support, and it frees them up.
Well, Tuesday night in White House, we run into situational hitting, and that's something me and you've talked about before. We had bases loaded, I believe, one time, and we couldn't bring them. Is that just as frustrating to you as it is to? It's
frustrating, but at the same time,
it's baseball.
It wasn't, that guy over there on the other side is a pretty good pitcher. So the situation is also, it got a little bit tougher. Now, that being said, we expect our guys to compete and put the ball in play, right. But it's a long game. I know everything comes on a microscope on 1 or 2 plays here and there, and everybody thinks, that one play won or lost the game, or that one strikeout won or lost the game. But, there's 7 innings that, we didn't get it done, and they had a timely 2-out hit and an error. So, in games like that, playoff games like that, that's usually what'll get you. So,
well, you had your pitcher Cox. He
threw great.
Really well.
Yeah, he threw well.
He didn't get rewarded for his efforts, but again, they had a guy throwing. It's probably one of the premier 2 pitchers in East Texas.
Yeah, he's good.
It's always fun that you play at a school where you lose one game to a college level pitcher,
right?
And you have a pitching staff of your own that have 3 kids right now that you probably throw against any other pitching staff around, and you're talking about the one loss that you've had in a month.
Yeah.
And so when I always tell people that think the world's ending when you're having these kind of conversations.
Yeah.
You're in a good spot.
No, it was, like I said, our kids, to answer Guy's question, when we played Marshall, they weren't really phased. We got right back because it was a 1-day break, which was good because we played on Thursday because of Good Friday. We had a good workout on Wednesday. Everybody's heads were up, and we showed up on Thursday and took care of business, and it put us in a good spot. We take care of business tomorrow, and we're 6-1 at the split. And I think the second round will be tougher, though. I think Texas High is playing really good right now, and then Mount Pleasant, they're all Longview, they're all jumbled up. So hopefully this week, some separation will start happening. But like I said, I was saying it preseason. I think our district's going to be tough. So, but hopefully we can get after them tomorrow.
The first round, it seemed like you had quite a few games at home, and it may have just been perception.
Yeah.
Is that true? Do you have more on the road on the second round?
Our next 3 games are on the road, and then we get a couple. The schedule is really weird. I don't really even understand how it got set up the way it did, but I know we draw it, but it's a weird draw how we go 3-3 and 1-1. It's a weird setup.
Your teams have always performed well on the road.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know if it's just that camaraderie of them getting to, be together or what it is, but they've always done well. What's going to be the goal with your team to go to where they want to go? What are they going to have to do to make that happen?
We just got to stay on course. Keep getting good pitching. Obviously, if we get good pitching, we're going to be in every game. And the 3 or 4 that we're running out there, they've been strong all year. So, and offensively, looking at the numbers, like it's been a really good offensive team, 1 through 9. I guess you could say. There's been some games, not too many, but there's been some games where we didn't get a timely hit. Like Guy was saying, but I still like where we're at. I like where our team is. We got good depth. They all believe in each other, which is good. They're all pulling for each other, which is good. And I think they all want the same thing. And, obviously our first step is to win a district championship. That's the first goal, right? I mean, that's what we want to do. But ultimately, I want to just, we want to get into the playoffs because I think with the way our pitching is set up, I think we are set up good for a playoff series. I think we have depth and arms and, but we also want to hold that trophy up at the end of the year. So
let's talk about tomorrow night. We go to Pine Tree.
Yeah.
The last couple of years they've been down. Is that one of those catch games, or
it's definitely a trap game. The record is telling us that they're not playing very good right now. But everybody that I've talked to and looking at their games, they're in every game, and their pitching has been, it's been good enough to keep them in it.
Right.
It's just one of those things that you don't want to sit around the 5th inning and look up and it be a tied game, or give somebody life, and all of a sudden you're gonna get their best shot, because we're gonna get everybody's best shot every Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah, because we're Hallsville. I mean, I said it like that. It's just arrogant sounding, but daggum, we are Hallsville, and our baseball program is just that daggum good.
How about Justin Slayton?
That's what I wanted to ask you about. We had our first one on the
It's awesome,
bigs
isn't it?
come out, and it's got to be something for your team that gives them a point of reference to say, hey, work, you can get there.
Yeah.
So
he came out about a month and a half ago before he left for Boston, and he actually threw a couple bullpens at the field, and then he threw against some of our hitters. And I know for those hitters, it'll be something they'll always probably remember, having a big leaguer throwing at them. But Justin, he's been awesome with our group, with our kids, talking to them, and I mean he's definitely a great representation of what Hallsville is, what we represent, and I mean I couldn't be any more proud of him. I texted him last night and talked to him. He's super excited. I know his parents are too. So
right.
No, that's pretty exciting stuff.
It's nice to see. We've had a bunch that have gone through the minors, first one ever to actually be on a roster. So, well, Coach, thank you for joining us. Good luck. We will see you next week. On Deck with head coach Chris Whatley. We'll see y'all next time.